Did you know that the average household spends over $20,000 a year on everyday bills like utilities, groceries, eating out, cell phone services, and even streaming? It seems to get harder every year to make a comfortable living as the cost to do so keeps going up. But what if I told you there's a way to boost your savings while not changing any of your spending habits or even getting a raise? Today we're diving into Cashback credit cards and how they can help you save big without spending a penny extra. Welcome to Low Finance, where we chill to lo-fi music and learn about finance on the down low. Cashback credit cards are a smart way to turn your regular spending into savings. Simply put, they give you a percentage of your money back on purchases you're already making. Whether it's 1, 5, 6, or even 10% cash back, that's cash that can really add up over time. In this example, if you're like the average American and you spend $20,000 annually on bills and you get 1% back, you'll get $200 back. But if you can find a 5% card, which I have 2 of to show you later, you'll get $1,000. And if you have a 10% cashback card, well, then you can get $2,000 back. And the best part, you don't even need to spend more money. You're just being smarter about the way you pay for the things you need. So let's talk a little bit about how cashback actually works. Let's break it down. When you make a purchase with a cashback credit card, the bank gives you a percentage of that purchase back as cash. For example, if you buy $100 worth of groceries at Walmart, which most of us probably do every week, if not a little more than $100, and you get 5% cash back, then you're going to get $5 back in rewards. That might not sound like much, but if you imagine doing that every week for your groceries, that's $260 a year back in your pocket. The average person spends $215 on their electric bill every month, and that's another $130 a year. If you're not catching my drift, this all adds up to significant savings over time, and again can boost your savings significantly without changing any of your spending habits. And that's because if you stack one thing on top of another, these things will add up, and you will significantly see how much more money you can save without actually saving any extra money. Now let's talk a little bit about tips for using cashback cards, because like anything else, credit cards can be dangerous if you don't use them properly. So to really make the most of your cashback, here's a few quick tips. You should always pay off your balance each month. You should do this to avoid interest charges. It's all about keeping your rewards without paying for them. It's really important that you use a credit card like a debit card. Except for special circumstances and emergencies, you should not charge more than the money you have in your checking account. Again, the goal is to get that cash back and not pay for that interest. Second, you should match your spending habits to the right card. For example, if you spend a lot on groceries or dining out, look for cards that give you higher cash back in those categories. The 3 cards I'm going to tell you about will give you cash back and boost your savings in almost everything you use. The third thing, keep an eye on rotating categories or special promotions. Some cards offer extra cash back in specific areas for a limited time. Perhaps you have a big purchase coming at Lowe's or Home Depot. Maybe you can leverage your card to get some real savings. One of the cards I'm going to show you, the second one, will give you 6% back at Lowe's or Home Depot, for example, and that really adds up. In addition to the cards I am going to show you, the first and second have special bonuses of $200 and $250 for signing up once you spend a certain amount, and it can be on anything. Your normal bills alone will probably add up to enough to get these cashback bonuses. Now, let's talk about the 3 cashback cards that can really make a difference for you. The first one we're going to talk about is the US Bank Cash Visa Signature Card. So this one, as you can see right here, has a $200 bonus after you spend $1,000 in 3 months. So if you're like anyone else, like me, you'll definitely get that $200 reward bonus if you just use this one to pay your bills for about a month and a half. And if you're someone who likes to customize, your categories are what you can actually get, which you should, because that'll kind of tell you what way you'll be able to max out your things. If you spend a lot on fast food, then you're going to want to choose this as your category. Now you get 2. So if your cell phone bill is high, you would want to choose the cell phone category. If your TV or internet streaming category is high, maybe you got, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Spotify, or what's that Apple one? Apple Music or something like that. I'm an Android person. Then you would want to switch to that category. Or perhaps your electricity is super high where you live, and your water bill is super high where you live. You would want to pick this one. Either way, with 5% cash back in any two of these categories, you're talking to be able to save some serious dough each month. Now, you can also choose a 2% cashback category, but these ones can be maxed out better in the next credit card that we're about to talk about. So the second one is the US Bank Shopper Cash Rewards Card. So this one, you get 6% cash back. Now, before we jump into how, this one also has that $250 bonus after spending $2,000. Now remember I said, if you got some big purchases coming up, maybe you should leverage a card. Well, if you spend $2,000 at 6% cash back, you're automatically going to get $120 back in your pocket. Add that to that $250 bonus, and that's $370. That's like a 16% savings on whatever you just spent $2,000 on. You're going to get 16%-ish back with this promo offer. Now, let's look about this one a little bit more. Scroll. So for this one, you get to pick two of these retailers to choose from. And then you'll get 6% cash back up to that $1,500 every quarter. So me personally, I do a lot of housework. Where is it at? So I have mine in Lowe's and Home Depot. Now, I always pretty much make sure I max this out because then I'm getting the best discounts that I can on the stuff I'm already buying. But if you're somebody who would prioritize this at Walmart, maybe buy a lot of groceries at Walmart, do you shop at Target a lot? That 6% can really add up. I'll scroll down a little bit here. And it'll show you got some calculators where you can put in how much money you think you averagely spend. So let's say again I spend every quarter. Let's say we spend about $1,600 at Walmart, and we spend about $1,500 at Lowe's. 500 in the 3%, and we'll probably spend $1,000 on everything else per quarter. Look how much money you are going to get cash back with those spending habits. $1,500 nearly. I mean, it's a little over $1,400, but that's a lot of money. For many of us, that's almost a whole paycheck. $1,400 is nothing to laugh at. All right, let's move on to the third one. The third one is one of my favorite ones. I'm a big advocate for investing and saving your money. Now, I clearly have a long roadway before I can get to the point where I can actually, retire and relax. But with the M1 Owner's Rewards cards, you can get 10% cash back on these 4 companies. Now, it's a little bit different because where it says cash back, it's not necessarily cash. When you open an account with M1 and you apply for their card, when you purchase your Netflix subscription or your Spotify subscription, or you go to the movies, or maybe you edit photos in Adobe, you actually get rewarded in 10% cash back into this stock. So if you pay that, $30 subscription for Netflix right now, then you'll get $3 of that money back, and it'll get invested into Netflix. Now again, like everything else, it all seems small. But when you add it up over the course of a year, over the course of 10 years, 15, 20 years, these things can significantly add up if you just let it compound over time. Now, for examples for their cashback categories, you can get, or their 5% cashback categories, you'll get 5% back in Chipotle's. I personally love Chipotle's, Domino's. A lot of us eat McDonald's. I love that spicy McChicken. Starbucks, don't go there too much. Coffee's a little pricey for me. Down a little bit lower, you also get 2.5% back in these, which will again be invested back into this company. Now, when I was talking about making sure you leverage your categories right, you see 2.5% back on Apple right here. Let's see, I want to say one of these cards, department stores. If you look into the fine details, I believe, electronic stores. If you need to buy a new Apple phone, and you go to an electronics store, let's say Best Buy or Apple.com, you would want to switch your categories to get 5% back in the electronic stores category on this card, because then you're going to get double as much money back as you would using this card, this example. And this is what I'm talking about. You just need to make sure you're thinking ahead of what you need to buy, selecting the right categories, and in doing so you can just absolutely save so much money. In summary, these cashback credit cards are an easy way to start saving on things you already spend money on. Whether you're paying for utilities, grocery shopping, buying new phones, streaming your favorite shows, these rewards can really add up. You'll see the difference after the first month or two. You'll start seeing that cashback add up. After a year and you look back, you'll see, wow, using these 3 cards that'll pretty much pay for everything I need to pay for, I saved $2,000-$3,000 this year. Take that money, put it back into an account, save it, invest it. So take a look at these cards and see which one fits your lifestyle. In time, maybe you'll have all 3 like me, enabling you to get great cash back on nearly everything you buy. And remember, saving money isn't always about cutting back. Maybe you already live pretty frugally and you already have a pretty tight budget. So sometimes it's more about being smarter with what you're already spending. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe for more tips, and share it with someone who could use a little extra savings. I know we all can. Also, just a side note, I'm not affiliated nor sponsored by any of the mentioned companies. I will provide the links to these fantastic cards below, while the M1 owner's card is a referral link because I do have an M1 investment account. That's where I put my cash back money when I'm saving it. So I will get, I think, a small kickback if anybody actually uses or creates an M1 account. Not necessarily the card or any of the other cards. The content I provide here is for educational purpose and not a personal recommendation to you, but just knowledge and my opinions and thoughts that I want to share with you or to help others. That said, I hope you have a great day. Stay tuned if you want to learn a little bit more and make a little bit brighter financial future for yourself. This is absolutely my passion, and I cannot wait to continue this. So have a great day.